have to keep my gum on the other side.
There we go.
Hey, folks, welcome back to a brand new show, the Trailer Park Show. We are back again. We are back live. It is fun, and it is the week before Memorial Day weekend.
That's right.
Yes.
So, with us here, we have James Pokey, who originally was going to be spending quality Memorial Day weekend quality time with Mrs. Pokey in the studio, but because we had pizza today, and he was exuding some
Excess gases.
Some excess gases. She decided to
She
put him
ran
out
him
here.
out.
She ran him out and
I
brought
would
him
have
here
ran
with
him out
us.
too.
We also have Gavino Fernandez,
Hey, Gavino.
President of Lulac District 12. We also have Gloria Moreno from the El Concilio.
And Pedernales Neighborhood Association.
Gloria.
And we also have the lovely Marilyn Jackson. And then there's me. So.
Professor. Our
Yeah,
professor.
Laura Presley's not going to be with us tonight. She is now at her lawyer's office now. I don't know if we'll be able to call her up later on or not.
No, we
get her
ran into
probably
some
not.
we ran into some wiring issues.
And
over
I
there,
sent
so.
all the wrong emails.
Yeah, way to go.
So when I sent them out, the flyer, did people...
It worked great on your computer. It just didn't work great on ours. So.
But I sent them out on the flyer, the
Right.
show flyer. Did it work for the people I sent them to?
I don't know.
None of them called back and said, you got a bunch of junk on there.
Well, they probably just said, hey, it's something that we can't open, so we'll just worry about that later on, and we'll see what's on the show. So.
And now we can't open it here, so I can't show Gloria's event
But
thing.
we will be talking about that in just a little bit. So.
Well, as we get closer to the end of the month, we have a lot of graduations coming up. Your daughter's graduating. So this is one of those, one of the
Crunch time.
very,
Very busy time.
and momentous time for parents
Yes.
and the children, that are graduating. The young adults are not
Now,
children
when
anymore.
we say graduating, we've got to emphasize graduating in high school.
Well, high school.
College too?
Because in
College.
colleges, and because we got a lot of kids
ACC.
that are in eighth grade that are saying, "Oh my God, am I going to graduate from middle school?" It's like, no, you're still continuing your education. You don't graduate until you get done with the 12th grade. You don't graduate from kindergarten. You don't graduate from the 5th grade. You graduate from high school.
And if you go to the AISD webpage, you'll find all the dates and times for all the high school graduations. And I think they start the first week in June. And then the Del Valley, you also have Pflugerville, Round Rock, all those web
Are they
pages.
piling them all into
They
the
all,
one location now again?
Not too sure where they're going to have AISDs.
All I know
Any
is
pay
Maynard's
attention.
not doing it in
Maynard?
town. They're going to keep it in Maynard.
Yeah.
They're going to keep it at their stadium, at the football stadium, and then if weather permits, and then if not, they're going to take it to one of the auditoriums. But we're hoping that it's going to be outside.
But we worked on the change of our government, from what it was to what it is today.
Yeah.
And I think our next agenda item is to work on changing attitude of city staff.
No, you
So
like
are
the
you, so are you
little
going
class?
to?
No, because this past week we had a meeting regarding the restart of the Holly repair program, home repair program. And staff came out, made a presentation, gave us a list of recommendations, and I want to emphasize and highlight the word recommendations to this new program. So they come out and have public meetings. So when they come out they came out to our meeting, well, we looked at the recommendations and said, well, okay, we agree with this, but we don't agree with that. So they get very hostile when you let them know that we don't agree with what they're recommending. And we have to remind them that, hey, we're the landowners around this place. Second, you're a public employee. And third, you work for us. And
They forget
all
that
of
a
this?
lot.
they forget this. So when we were giving feedback to staff on the recommendations, and the city always uses a very tricky word when you want to convey something to them. It can be a majority vote. They call it consensus,
Consensus.
okay?
Yes.
But only when it works to their advantage.
Of course.
Convenient.
So one of the items that we said we didn't agree with was that when they want to change the boundaries from the for the people that are eligible for these homes repairs, and we said no. And everyone in the room echoed that no from different groups and different. And then the young lady, after realizing and seeing that, tells me or makes a comment to me. He said, "Well, we want to hear everybody out. We want to have everyone else. You don't speak for everybody." I said, "Uh-oh." And then the guy comes up and says, "I want to tell you about the history of the Holly Home Repair Program."
I was going to dwell into that.
And I was saying, "How can
That
you?"
was our first battles, wasn't it?
Yeah, I said, "How can you tell me the history when you weren't even here and we're the ones that crafted the program?" So how can you tell me the history?
Yeah, we used to do battles on that.
Yeah.
Because me and you were on different sides on that, which I was going to go back to now.
But when they go to West
Why
Austin,
should you be paying to fix your home up now?
well, no, listen.
Okay.
Another example. They came and shared with us. We have a bike proposal, a bike lane proposal. We want y'all to give us input on what do you think. It's a recommendation. Well, at the end of the day, that was never a recommendation. It was something that the city was going to do.
The city is recommending that you put, that is recommending to put bike lanes in?
Yeah.
You tell them no?
Yeah, we told them no.
Thank you.
They're not recommending, they're going right
but-
here and
but
they're
see,
going right
my
there.
point is
Hello.
that city staff comes and tells you, we want your input, and this is our recommendation. So we give them the input. It's not what they want. And then they hear one person say, "Yeah, I agree." Oh, they all
Oh,
agreed.
yeah, we have a consensus now.
When-
Hold on. You're going to have to let ball talk here.
When are they going to be required to carry insurance like we do, be tagged for licenses so that they can have the road improvements that we're paying for in our license tax things?
And gas.
When are they going to get inspections required? And why aren't they required to wear safety helmets and knee pads and elbow pads? Because if they fall off their bike, they're going to bang their head and their elbows
Then
and
they're gonna
stuff.
sue
I think
the
that is
city.
the
And
law.
then they're going to sue people.
I think the helmets are the law, our law.
I don't see none of them wearing helmets. And then this one, today on the way coming over here at Pedernales, there's the
Today.
bike lane. There's the bike lane. And here's a guy with his kid. Here's the guy on the side of the road. Well,
Kid
and then
out
the
by the-
kid is in the middle of the
Maybe
dang
6,
road.
7 years old.
In the middle of traffic. Not
On
a bicycle on Pedernales.
Not in the bike
on
lane.
the road with the railroad track in the
The
middle of
father
it.
was
Right,
by
right.
the curb, and the kid was in the middle of the road, instead of the kid being by the curb and the father in the middle of the road.
None of them were on the bike lane.
And none of them in the
was
bike
that
lane.
Robert Martinez with the railroad track in the middle
Yeah,
of it?
right.
No,
that's
that's
Pedernales.
Pedernales.
that's where
I told you
Gloria.
it's
That's my
Pedernales.
neighbor.
Gloria stays at.
Yeah, and they're just and not the kid didn't have on a helmet.
Right
Papa
by
didn't
the,
have a helmet. None of
The
them had
housing
on a helmet.
project there.
I believe that all bike riders should have the same rules as we do as vehicle owners.
Because they're making these lanes out of our roads that we paid for by our license taxes, and they're just
exactly.
We're getting it free.
Who's the city council member in their area?
Oh,
Is that Del-
Good.
Is it a city council thing, or is it a,
No,
or is it a state thing to make them
It's
licensed?
Lloyd Doggett's appointed council member. Pio Renteria.
Lord Doggett?
Okay.
Lloyd Doggett's appointed council member for District 3.
Okay, well, the thing of it is that now we need to go to that council member and let them know.
Oh, he loves it. Oh, he loves bike lanes. He loves his
Does he
his
live?
wife.
Well, I guess he may have to live
yeah,
in
he
that
lives.
district,
His
but-
wife, his
Laura
wife,
Presley.
Lori.
I like that.
Lori Renteria. They love the bikes.
Well, they can love them, but it may not be conducive for
Well,
the
we
whole
know,
city.
and we found out that these bike lanes that they put on Pedernales
Right.
forcefully are only pilot.
That means they're just.
Well, I mean, but hell,
Chicken
why don't
hatch.
And nobody said
why don't they
no.
go pilot on Mesa Drive?
Yeah, there you go.
I know.
Where people actually
Yeah, on Balcones.
Yeah.
Well, I think they do that
Hancock
because
Road.
Part of your
the ACC
gentrification
down
y'all voted
there.
in.
Yeah, yeah.
I think
So-
it's for that ACC down there,
And
basically.
when I called Nathan Wilkes, the project manager for all the bike lanes around the city, he said the cement buffers
Yep.
to protect the bicyclists, he said that they were experimental. I said, wait. They're experimental? He said, yes. I said, okay, they're not working. Cars are going through there. They're reversing into oncoming traffic. It's a big mess over here.
And I couldn't
Was
ever
the
figure
money
out-
experimental when they used the tax dollars to do that?
Yeah.
Was that experimental?
I'll
And
tell
then
you
they had
what.
one
No.
lane open, like the north lane was open, and the south lane was there, and it was closed. Why'd they close the south lane when it's all
Oh, the
sectioned off
bicycle
on the
lanes, you
bike
mean?
lane?
Yeah, the bicycle lanes.
It was ridiculous.
Well, I tell you what, Pokey,
Yes,
will
ma'am.
you bail me out of jail or will you come with your cameras and I'll get a hatchet and I'll get out there on those cement buffers?
Yeah, a jackhammer. I'll be
Okay.
there with a jackhammer.
Yeah,
Both of
okay.
y'all do.
Yeah, we'll go
I
out
can
there.
run a jackhammer.
As
I've
long,
done it
hey,
before.
but as long as somebody can bail us out.
Gloria,
That was about a couple
that
decades
won't be
ago, too, I
necessary.
remember.
All you have to do is say it's experimental.
Hey,
Oh, yeah.
And do it at
Yeah,
night.
yeah.
Do it in the middle of the night.
I was just
Do it in the
experimenting.
middle of the night. The cops won't be there.
and I still
but I
see
want the
bicycles
TV
running
there.
red lights.
Well, we'll have a camera.
They're running
Okay.
red lights left and right. I still see them running. I wind down my window and yell at them. How many
gotta
of you
quit
been
doing
hit
that,
by a
Mo.
bicycle? I have.
Yeah,
Put a big
she
dent in my
has.
vehicle. Did they have insurance? No,
No.
they didn't.
That was a drunk Mexican, Mo. You
No,
can't-
that was over on South First Street, coming out of Tex Guns.
Probably one
but
of
anyway,
them
they
drunk
hit me.
hipsters.
All right. Well, what about the one that hit you over on 7th Street?
Which one? Oh, that one was a whole different one. I don't think he put a dent in it. I think he hit the tire.
That was the drunk Mexican one.
That was the tire,
Got a
but the
blast
other
with it
one
all that?
actually put a big dent in my side of my van.
You can tell that guy was drunk and speaking Spanish.
Hey,
Oh,
give him a
goodness.
ticket for
So-
Yeah,
DWI.
an experimental ticket. Yeah, an
Hey,
experimental ticket.
I think the bicycles need to go back to renegade style. They did fine before you had all these stupid
Nobody
bike
walks
lanes.
on sidewalks. Use the sidewalk. Don't get me started on bicycles.
Well, I remember growing up in these same streets
Right
that
anyway.
we would we would ride. I would ride on sidewalks. I wasn't that crazy. You know, that's why.
I still wouldn't ride on the street.
We rode in the street until we saw a car coming,
Yeah,
and then we
yeah,
just
yeah.
moved out the
Get back.
way.
And on William Cannon, that's like where the little guys go training on their little bicyles,
Yeah,
because
exactly.
it's hilly and stuff. Okay, they don't stay in the bike lane. They go side by side and extend out into the darn
That's
road.
one of their new laws. They can take a whole lane if they want to.
All right, well, I like to ride on the sidewalk. I get my umbrella because I don't want to get
Yeah,
too.
you got your little three-wheeler, huh?
Yeah, I got my three-wheeler. It's bright red. And I put my goodies in the basket and off I go. And I have a little ding, 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 ding.
You need a beep, 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 beep.
No, I have a ding,
She has a
ding,
little
ding,
bell on it, yeah.
yeah. So, but I need to put air on my tires.
Uh-huh.
That's all, and then I can go. Bye-bye.
Well, Gavino will come do that for you.
What's that?
Put some air in her
Put air in
tire.
my tires.
We'll get a Limbaco. Go get us some air.
Gavino will come do it.
But yes, the bicycle lanes.
Actually, I
Chris
can do it
Riley was the
myself.
one behind all them, wasn't he?
It's one of those pumps.
Hold on, I want to go
Wasn't
back
it
into
Chris
this.
Riley that started all the bike lanes
Yeah.
and stuff?
Yeah, it's
Well, now
Chris
he's
Riley.
gone. Let's get rid of
He's
these
gone.
bike lanes.
He's gone.
I want to
So-
go back
But anyway-
to fixing up the houses thing, because, me and you used to battle over that. Why should I pay to fix your house?
Because it's leftover funds from a previous allocation that was made way back in the day.
Back in our original battles, when
Yeah.
I didn't think we need to be fixing them houses over there
Yeah.
just because you live next to a power plant.
Yeah.
So what was the money allocated for originally?
They live next to Holly Street.
Okay.
Home repair, it's a mitigation. It's
Okay.
mitigation funds for the harm they did to our people for all the years they operated at our
Lost
health
hearing.
expense.
Now, I can give them that was a lot of power going over power lines, just feet over Grandma's head. But we could have found a way around that. It was a great power plant, paid for, making that juice for cheap. Okay.
But we
So
buried
you
it.
got the plant taken away, the power lines down, and all this money to fix your houses.
And
And now
you
you
ha-
want some more.
And so you have all these people that we need training on the city employees, right?
Yes.
So did they go to this training that Mark Ott decided to go ahead and give about how women are so different and how you have to speak to them and with rainbows and pretty colors instead of giving them the bottom line? Did they go to that same training session or was that something totally different?
No,
Nice
this is
segue,
different.
right?
That's a different one.
All one needs to do is to read Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus.
But some of them
That's
women
it.
are from some other planet far, far away.
You think so?
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
here in
I'm
Austin,
sure.
yes. Here in Austin, yes.
Yeah.
But no, here's the thing.
Well, all I have to say is that I have a life experience of being raised around 7 women, so I don't need no training on how to work
Really?
and deal with.
But you have to, but here's the thing, what
Gavino.
city council has already been told is that all the women that are on city council or that attend it have to be treated like 11-year-olds.
Who told them that?
Well, the reason why is because one of the speakers based his training on how you're supposed to interact. He did that based on his interactions with his 11-year-old daughter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's how he did a seminar. It was because he has an 11-year-old daughter who speaks a lot different than what he does. So instead of getting to the bottom line, that's where you have to learn that women speak with rainbows and pretty colors, and look at how it's gonna make everybody feel when you're spending millions and millions and potentially billions of dollars on stuff. And that
Well,
way, that way they can say,
who
well,
is this guy?
Let me frame
I
it
have
from
no
another.
idea, but-
Let me frame it from another angle.
He was placed
Oh,
on
boy.
leave? Really?
Yes.
Wow.
And that's Marcot's boy. When Marcot came from Fort Worth, he
He
brought
brought
him with him. What's his name?
Oh,
Spence?
sister, I know what you're talking about.
Is that his
Snipe,
buddy or
Snipe.
or what?
Snipe. He brought Snipe with him. So, can you imagine us being flies on that wall when all that discussion was going on? Do I hang you up or do they hang both of us up? Which is going to be?
A lot had the high-paying job, so
Oh, we're talking about 120,000 easy.
yeah. So
Her.
we want to say that somewhere or
Her.
another.
Well, you know, everything done in the dark will come to the light.
But here's the other angle. Okay, follow me now. Okay,
Okay.
don't
We're not
lose
gonna
me.
argue about the houses no more.
No, not, we'll come back to
We'll
that.
come back to that later.
'Cause that's already happening.
God,
Let me follow me here. Follow me here.
Why are you rubbing on that table?
Because there's little hair, so I don't know why.
But you on live TV.
But anyway,
he likes rubbing things.
Anyway.
Let's put it that way.
Apparently so. We ain't gonna follow
Anyway.
you while you rub this
Mark-
table down.
okay, today we have a Democratic majority liberal council.
Forever.
Okay,
yeah.
and okay, Marcotte has not had a good working relationship with the unions, the Austin Fire Department union, AFSCME, the local union. He has not had a great working relationship with those groups.
You can't see this too well, but look at the packed auditorium.
There weren't that many.
Nobody there.
That's the actual.
We should listen
so-
to this. We should listen to that video when Gavino finishes.
So
Let me go get the audio part to it. There's just a little clip, but anyways, this shows you just how many people were in it.
Yeah.
Oh
Let
yeah.
me go get the box and stuff.
Do
and I'll
so.
see what I can do about playing the
All right.
video.
Okay, Gavino.
so then
That might be too long.
the
A few minutes is a few minutes, dear.
Okay,
I'm not
thank
playing
you.
the whole thing.
the report isn't there, and Odd has already been on the limelight. Odd has already, it's kind of like already being told, it's time to go. So when this issue comes up about this training session and the impact it had on our council member, isn't it ironic and unique? Ironic, I'd say, that out of all the women on the council, the one that had held a press conference to criticize Marcotte was a former firefighter who's Latina, who happens to be on the city council.
Right.
Okay? So she comes out at Mark via that way, and criticizes him and holds this press conference. And who is this council member's core group? Well, Jackie Goodman's her treasurer. Hello.
Hardcore liberal.
So if you follow, okay, this was another way to tell, kind of like put that red flag for Mark and say, you know what, buddy? You're on your way out. How many times have these same people, these same individuals that are on this council that felt, offended, have they not offended us in
That's
a lot
pretty
of
good, yeah.
in a lot of the work and action that they take as a government,
And if any of
So
those,
so you say, hey, now you know how it feels, to be set aside, to be portrayed, that you believe and think a certain way because you have a certain color. Okay? Yet these are the same people that are guilty themselves. Okay?
Well, of course.
You know, but it's an all Anglo liberal women's.
He should put that liberal part in
Council.
there when you had that all Anglo. I know it's talking about
Council.
people by, you know, but
But you girl went out there too.
my Democrat lawyer lady.
No, the Republican that's
Oh
on
yeah,
there. Yeah, she came out there
well, she
fine.
just had to follow the crowd on that one. I mean, you got to work with these people.
Well,
At the end of the day, she still got to, you know, get on the sit down with them. If she don't go out there with them, then
but anyway, that's the other perspective that I see in this whole the
I saw that
under
too,
hidden agenda. Okay, now again, these are the same people that commit the same sin, if you will, towards us, and all of a sudden they find themselves under that, and they say, "Oh my God, not us, not in Austin, Texas. This isn't Austin, Texas. You know, we don't treat our people like that." And I said, "Well, wait a minute." But anyway, that's my
well,
view.
you know, if one of those staff members says the wrong thing, they'll be getting sued.
It all depends where you're
Women always
at.
do that, don't they?
It all depends where you're at. That's why I say city staff.
Am I being mailed over this year?
No.
No, I
You need
mean,
to go take that training, sir. That's what
who
going
got time to sue anybody
Mm.
when you can tell them how you feel? Why would you, I mean, it's crazy.
A lot of people
is.
don't say what they feel.
That's because they don't want to get sued.
They don't, oh gosh, we've been taught since we were children, don't speak unless you're spoken to. Don't say anything without thinking about it ahead of time, or you'll get in trouble, or you'll get a stern look from mommy or daddy. And that's how I was raised.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't speak up, I don't speak out, I just keep quiet and sit
You always
down
speak
and
your
don't
mind
move,
too,
and
don't you?
don't move. Now I do, but back then I didn't.
Well, you know, now again, our creative government, people in government got creative, and now they have a under erasing racism committee or group that was
Oh, yeah.
formed.
Let's tell something about
And,
Hey,
that.
what?
what is it? Underscoring or under erasing racism or something like that.
Yeah, I forgot what that was. That was some.
And
He's just
and a friend of mine,
You see right now, that's city council right now calling him
and a
saying,
friend of mine called me, who's a friend of all of us, Daniel Yanez,
Oh, okay.
and said, "Hey, we have this idea. What do you think about it? I'm going to send you some information because we're asking for $100,000 funding from the city
I can do it for half price. I guarantee it.
to give training to city staff and I don't know who else, a laundry list of folks that he had about underdoing or I can't remember that.
Racial
Racism.
understanding, whatever it's
"Oh,
called.
we can't do that."
I said,
part?"
wait a minute. I said, you're asking for 100,000? He said, yeah. I said, well, I have a quick remedy for that. You don't need no training. He said, what's that? I said, just tell that person to stop practicing racism, period. Stop it.
Like you said the other day, just
Stop
yeah.
it.
True.
Stop hating and stop being racist.
Quit,
You don't
quit
need a
labeling yourself
You
like
don't,
this
you
all
don't
the
need
time.
$100,000.
Well, and you know what I really don't particularly like is when that race card is used. You know, and I'm like, you don't have to use this race card at all the time. Just be truthful in what it is you want to say. I mean, my goodness, you don't have to use the race card. People are people. You know?
Well, I could sometimes like there's a drunk Mexican hit my old lady on a bicycle.
Pokey,
It's not really meant to be offensive. It was funny.
You are offensive. So just admit it and own it.
Well, okay.
He is offensive.
It was funny, I thought.
But this thing about talking to women, okay, well.
Okay, tell me about it.
All right. Start
statistics
training
have
101
shown-
here.
Statistics have shown we
All
have a
right.
superior brain.
All right.
we do.
We have a superior brain. So yes, you do have to learn to talk to us intellectually. So yes, you do need to talk to us on a more intellectual thing and not talk to us like a man.
We don't.
Well, my thing is that just communicate.
Yeah.
I can't read your mind. Just communicate. That's all you have to do.
don't text.
Well,
City council
Talk.
members need to learn the thing like Remember old Miss Karen Sunlighter, how she would just sit there and stare at you like.
You're going into you're showing your age now. Karen Sunlighter's been gone for how
So
long?
it would be respectful
Well,
to city
she-
council listen to us like when we go in there
Karen
and talk.
Sunlighter was fun.
I haven't been there lately.
or your darling Ann Richards.
Oh,
If
She
she
had
hadn't
a
made
way
that
with
statement,
words.
she'd have gone a long way.
She had a way with words.
but I just that clip that's on there is a news report clip, so it's got a very little bit about the actual talking going on there. So I'm going to search a little bit more. But on the screens behind the little newscaster, it said City of Austin was pulling the video stream.
Well,
So they pulled the video stream on
Of
it.
course.
So if I can find it anywhere out there, you know me. If it's there, I can find it. So I'm gonna do a little searching around and see what I can find. And if I do come across anything, I'll let you know. But yes, the female is the intelligent of the species.
Well, what is it we always say? Who wears the pants?
That's right.
I wear the pants.
I choose the color.
well, that's a partnership.
But he's still offensive.
Well,
It would be
Pokey.
good if he wasn't offensive.
You can offend it later, okay, Don?
Oh, you take your offensive.
You see, we should have let him in. We should have kept
my
him in the
God.
studio, in the
so,
production
I'll
room.
just drink right up to about 4 or 5 here, and later on she'll be happy.
Pokey, be nice.
Go ahead.
We need to hear from Miss Moreno.
Okay.
What you got going?
Oh, okay. Well,
On the email, the thing that I screwed up so we can't put it up on the screen.
That one.
okay. It's a flyer with a cute little house, a cartoon
That little heart
house.
coming out the chimney.
I know. It was so cute. And I don't remember where I got it. I really don't. But
I don't know
anyway,
how I failed to email it properly.
it's okay. I can talk about it. I'm good at that. Okay. We're having a meeting sponsored by Pedernales Neighborhood Association. We are a small community right next door to the HEB on East 7th. That's the easiest way to pinpoint us. And we are surrounded by the 7th Street corridor, the East 5th, the East 5th corridor, the railroad tracks that are on the other side of the lofts, and the shopping center, Go Valley Shopping Center, restaurants, and everything else that's on East 7th Street. In order for our children to go to the public library, they have to go through the Go Valley Shopping Center, across Pleasant Valley just to get to the library, and to go to the Zaragoza Recreation Center, they have to cross 7th Street.
Oh,
And years back, I asked for a red light, stoplight there, and the best we have gotten is a blinking yellow. But at least we got something, and thank God none of the children have gotten injured.
are you talking about right at that intersection across where Estradas is?
Yes,
That
right,
right
there.
there.
That's Kaya Street. Anyway, we have invited Bridget Dunlap, the manager owner of Metal Restaurant. It's a high-class restaurant, very pretty, at the very dead end of East 6th Street, eastbound. And behind the Metal Restaurant is Hops and Grains Brewery. And I have invited them both to come speak about some of the changes that they have are requesting through the city of Austin. And also I have invited the lady that is what was quoted to me as an area engineer and for our part of town. And she is from the transportation department. And we are going to be talking to her about the need of a stop sign at the dead end southbound on Calles behind the HEB, where it dead ends right there, where East 6th Street dead ends right there. Anyway, there's a big need for that. Also, cars parking on both sides of 6th Street, at Hidalgo Street and Diaz Street during special events at the Metro Restaurant, the Hops and Grains. They have a lot of martial arts contests, classes and contests and all. And we are going to be, I'm asking different speakers to come in and speak to us. I have also emailed our district representative, Lamarcus Wells. He is a police officer with APD, and he will be coming. And I have asked him to bring about 20 copies of his job description. Because we need, the community, not only mine, our community, but also all over town need to know what their job descriptions are for the district representatives, because they are the liaison between the community and APD. And we have had DRs before in the past that have gone the extra a mile, the extra 2 miles, the extra 2.5 miles to help the community. And I guess we kind of miss that. So that's why I want to know what the job descriptions are. And hopefully he will bring those copies and we can share there at the meeting. And I have also asked Commissioner Marcos de Leon. When was he commissioner for the Travis
90
County?
to 94.
90 to 94. And he's very knowledgeable about the process of the city government. He will be able to answer just about any question that any of the attendees at the meeting will have. And so he will be present. Also, as president of the Buena Vista Neighborhood Association, which is just south of the railroad tracks of East Fifth Street, is Mr. Leon Hernandez. He will be present. And he's bringing in people from his area because these bike lanes are causing so many problems. Down Pedernales, where the railroad tracks go down to where the plant used to be, and the tracks are still there. They have back-in parking. It's just a big mess.
So that's weird.
It is.
You're supposed to drive past it and then back in, like on South Congress they had that too.
Right in front of the Continental Club was the first time that they had those. I remember they were the first back-in parking spaces.
These,
So-
Those are evil.
They are
evil
evil.
parking spaces.
those district representatives for the police, they are very good. Last week we had a Pa Eglon, and she used to be mine before she became pals.
Right.
And she was always very active out there in Dust Springs.
And I think that's a great program,
We-
the
Pals?
PAL
yeah.
program.
What day
I
is the
should
meeting?
have that up maybe soon. Maybe.
Okay,
What day is
The-
the meeting and what time
Okay.
and where?
okay. What, where, and when? Okay. It is on Tuesday, the 26th of May. It's the Tuesday after Memorial Day. So come to the meeting so you can take a break and relax after a hectic
What
Will
time-
they
week.
have
what
any
time-
samples?
And
is it
it's,
gonna be
the
at?
meeting starts at 6:30 p.m. And we need to be out of there a little bit before 9, but it's
Where?
not gonna last that long. And it's gonna be in the conference room at the Parque Zaragoza Recreation Center, right behind, like you said earlier, Estrada's Cleaners, El Azteca Restaurant, Diana's Flowers. Right back there, that street is Gonzalez. And I think it's 2608 Gonzalez, but I mean, it's the only recreation center that you'll see on Gonzalez.
So that means no samples from the brewery then.
No samples.
Yeah, but she's got that ready. Y'all want to hear the clip?
And there's another big issue
Hold on, Mom.
surrounding this, and is that they want to get that 2 a.m. permit. They want to be able to go
Can't
to
they
2
already
a.m.
stay open till 2
to
a.m.?
12.
No, actually, they
Oh,
close
'cause they're
at
in the
10.
neighborhood still.
At 10.
10, yeah.
Metro Restaurant closes at 10.
Y'all voted all them people in there.
Well, no, actually, Peter Barlin owns the property. And when I went to introduce ourselves to find out what they were building there, he asked to be part of the Pedernales Neighborhood Association.
course.
And I said, sure, so I include him in my boundaries. And I had that changed on the city registry for neighborhoods for the
At
city of
least let them
Austin.
stay open till 2 on Saturday night or something, huh?
No. Well, I mean, whatever. They need to come and talk to the people and tell us
I
what
agree.
y'all want, why you want it, blah,
wants
blah,
to
blah.
have,
And then they need to be there to answer questions from the attendees.
The younger yuppie type.
Well, not only that, you know, the proximity to the neighborhood is just like across the street. You also have, and it's heavily populated with senior citizens. And for us, you know, hell, 7 o'clock, it's midnight, you know, so, you know.
And
so
we have another bar, excuse me, we also have another bar, St. Rock's. I think that's the name, yeah. And Miguel is one of the 3 owners. And I spoke to him today, and he said, I will be at your meeting because it's a bar, it's a lounge. And I have no knowledge of any problems with them being there. Once in a while they have loud music, but that's not very often. And the thing is that he wants to work with the neighborhood, and if it's getting too loud, we will ask him, you know, hey, when this comes up, please tune it down a little bit or something. And he said, I'll be glad to. I just want to work with y'all. And I said, and we want to work with you. That's what makes a community, working together.
Y'all ready to hear some of this tape?
Yes,
let's hear some.
definitely.
It's got some of the audio from the meeting. Let's learn how to deal with women here, huh? You'll learn better here at the trailer park than they'll teach.
Alcohol.
Yeah, alcohol's the best way. Yeah, copy on hot.
Or turn them on to Willie.
Attempt to use the same communication techniques that you used or attempted to use in a predominantly male-dominated environment, you will be making a serious error in your professional development. You use or attempt to use the same communication techniques or management techniques that you used or attempted to use in a predominantly male-dominated environment, you will be making a serious error in your professional development because they don't process things at the same way.
That remark, among many more, has the majority female Austin City Council fuming. Former Lauderdale Lake City Manager Jonathan Allen is getting major backlash about his views on women in leadership roles.
Well,
I could hardly hear it too well.
We couldn't.
That's all right.
That's okay. I heard enough saying that this gentleman believes that women are you have to speak to them different because they don't understand what's being said. In a nutshell. So maybe that whole meeting that they went to, allegedly, maybe it'll help out for the future ones because now they'll understand that whenever we talk, they have to understand what we're saying because they don't understand what we're saying.
Yeah, we're the minority now.
It seems like the trainers will now be given training on how to, you know, give these kind of trainings. It seems to me.
You know how hard it is to do something like that. It's not very hard.
I don't know.
You know, you just say, look, women are right. All you have to do is say, look, to follow the comedian Larry Miller. Okay. Women are the most powerful magnets in the world, and men are nothing but cheap metal. And we have to abide by that rule. Okay, how do we abide by that rule? By saying, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, of course. Here's the bottom line. This is how much it's going to cost. This is what we got to do, and that's it. If they want to ask about how the rainbows are going to look when everything's done, then you can say magnificent. If they want to know how pretty it's going to help out the community, you can say it's going to work wonderful. And then you leave it as that. And then you tell them they're pretty, you know, and then you give them a rose, and then off you go.
I've never been
Is that
able
what
to
he
tell
said?
mine this is how much it's going to cost.
Yeah, well, you know, Austin,
And I stick with it because anytime I mention anything about money, it's just gone.
Austin being the way
It's
it
going to cost what she
is.
says it's going to cost, and whether I like it or not. Go ahead.
I said Austin being the way it is, being the numerous acts of racism and discrimination that happen in this town every day.
Oh, no, where are we going to here?
And all of a sudden we want to hold a press conference on this one particular act of discrimination because it fell on a majority of Anglo women, liberal.
Yeah, be sure to put that liberal in there because I don't know where we're seeing all these rescues about anyway.
Well, I mean, it's happening every day. I mean, every day we see discrimination here. I don't see this council holding a press conference,
No.
you know, when it doesn't affect them.
I don't see why they hold a press conference for this, because I thought it was funny. Crack some jokes about it.
It was posturing. I mean, to me, I don't know.
I need to learn how to talk to women. I sure haven't done very good, have I? You talk to one and look what happened. Huh? Well, the point is, I talked to one, look what happened. I ain't been able to talk to another one since.
Well, let me just share with you one insight where, you know, when it comes to the Concilio.
She's been telling me what to do
Well-
now for 4+ decades.
Well, when it comes to the Concilio, I say, well, you know, it's always the guys. Y'all are always out there, you know, advocating or, you know, doing this and that. And one of them mentioned, well, it's because we send them out there
Yeah.
to do the battle. We, I said, okay.
Like we said, I wear the pants, whichever one she picks out, and she kicks your ass out there.
But I don't know. I mean, I don't know what more to make out of it. I mean, is there any
It's a
more?
waste of money. I don't have much.
I mean, I don't know.
And why did they have the training?
Oh, because Marcotte paid for it.
How much did it cost to have that
Wow.
training out of the budget?
They say it was $500 for one night at a motel, and that's all that I could hear. I have no
A
idea.
motel?
So can I ask? So here's the
No,
interesting question.
the guy that came down here, it cost $500 to put him in a motel.
And how much did you get paid to speak?
I don't know.
You got a speaking fee. That's most definitely.
$500
Well,
for a
that may have been
motel.
a friend of his, of course.
Yeah.
Well, can we back up a little bit? What prompted this training session?
It's a majority of women on the council now, and they wanted to make sure that the staff knows how to.
They didn't get something, all right.
Yeah, probably make sure they don't get sued for running their mouth off about some kind of blonde jokes or something, you know.
Oh, yes.
So you said what, hon?
It's a disgruntled man who didn't get elected to the position.
I thought you said
Really?
they didn't get nothing.
Yeah, this girl
And that's
really
probably
get
what it is.
better.
You see what happens when they don't get the sandwich?
Yeah.
They didn't get the sandwich, and now they're upset. So now they gotta train women on how to do that part. I'm just saying. I'm just saying that's all. That's probably the whole reason why they did that.
It's a waste of money.
Yes.
That's the thing.
That's $500 they could have spent on getting bicyclists insurance.
Well, that was just his
Right.
hotel. I mean,
That's just the hotel,
Just
yeah.
one
He
man.
got a speaking thing, and even if he was the friend of whoever, he still got a speaking fee, and I bet you it got padded a little bit.
well, of
I'm
course.
sure it did.
Okay. Well, you know, that's the thing about the government. The government is really good at spending other people's money. That's just the point blank.
Get her.
I mean, they'll spend it because it's not
So is
theirs.
she.
Well, that's different. That's your household. But I'm sure she knows how to manage it too.
Well, she sure does, whether I like it or not.
Well, and you know, the thing, I wish our government really would try and manage, be physically responsible. I mean, really, just as if you were managing your own household. Would you just go courageously crazy and just overspend?
I understand what you're
If
saying.
you don't have it in the budget, don't get it.
Well,
It's just that simple.
I've always been lost at
That
how
is
they use these figures so easily. It's only $5 million.
Only. And so you're just gonna keep milking the
Look, what's
city
it,
of Austin utility
$100,000 for this
customers.
training? $100,000? Like, you know,
It's nothing.
yeah.
You know who I'm going to
Yeah.
vote for 2016, right?
Don't tell us.
I'm not. I'm not.
Oh, because, don't tell us.
No, that's what we need. A big, dramatic change.
Well, and we did get a change somewhat.
I got a good
With the
I got a
10-1.
football fan over there. What do you think about Shady Brady and their $1 million fine that they got?
Oh yeah.
Do tell.
Oh, with Tom
Yeah,
Brady.
deflate gate.
With Deflate Gate.
Oh, the football.
A $1 million fine to the New England Patriots is like a penny in my
She
pocket.
changed subject. Been in her phone.
She had, can you ever wear something besides that stupid t-shirt?
No.
Go Houston Rockets. They beat LA yesterday after being down 3-1 in the series.
Well, good.
Were they in
Say-
Houston?
in Houston.
Well, see, they're at home, so they
They
can
won
play.
that, but they went back to LA and won 2 after
right.
being down 3-1.
Well, that's
Right.
good.
I don't know
So
anything about
Spurs fans, we need to support the Rockets.
We
Texas.
do. We
Hold
do.
on, let's go back
Protein.
to arguing about this fix your house up on the tax dollar.
Oh, you still messing with that?
Oh, gee
I've been
whiz.
messing with that since the 90s.
Well,
See how offensive you can be?
So you say there's money left over? No, we can go back to it some other time.
it's. I mean, it's
You
dead,
think
it's
it's
dead
left
water.
over. I assure you, the city have found some other
We went
way
over and
to
over
use
this
that
stuff
money.
back then. They had to tear the plant down and fix the houses up. I thought, man alive. And it cost how much
What?
to tear the plant down and fix your houses up? It's like every
Or-
homeowner over there got
or
lots
will
of money.
they do like down there in San Antonio, they closed a little electric plant down there in San Antonio, and they turned it into lofts. So
Well, that's about what's happening because they all voted for that
'cause,
stuff.
you
Now
know,
look at these
that
officers.
would be something. Instead of tearing it down at millions of dollars, they can make lofts.
They already tore it down. It's too late. Now he's talking about getting more money to fix their houses.
I didn't say we wanted more money. I said this is
The money's already there.
spending the last amount that is left,
He needs
is
to learn
a-
how to speak to
which
people
is a
in
million,
general.
which is $1 million that is left. So if you have if
You
you
know,
own a
dude,
home and you live within the Holly Power Plant boundaries of Pleasant Valley to the east,
Yeah.
Chicon to the west, the river to the south, in the north of Willow, and you're at 100% MFI,
MFI.
which is, what was it,
Multifamily.
53,000?
Yes.
Yeah, if you make 53,000 or less, you're eligible for
That's
these
easy to do.
home grants, and we want the city to bring back the home replacement program, which basically they go out, they audit the home, they see some of these homes are far cry of any kind of remodeling that will make the home
Will
more
help.
efficient, because they'll cost like $60,000. Well, if you're going to go into spending that much amount of money, then they decide, well, let's just go ahead and knock the house down, build a new one,
Build them a new one.
and it's a 15-year forgivable loan. So it does two things. It keeps the family in the neighborhood,
Yeah.
one. And two, now you have a home that's more efficient. My
More
electric
expensive.
my electric bills run from $75 to $125 a month. And I have AC, and it's a 100 square foot home, 900 square foot home. Whereas the one I
I'll
have,
trade bills with you.
the one I have on Caney, that has no AC, the renters pay up to $300 to $400 a month.
Is that
in
for window
electricity.
units?
Yes, for window units. So, in the long run, it saves energy.
Yeah.
Okay.
But all
And
I'm
it's a
saying is,
safe haven, so it's a
Then-
program that's already in place.
If it's already in place and you can take advantage of it, go
Yeah.
for it.
So
So,
now the fact that boundary doesn't go all the way to where you live,
yeah, I mean, then
that's
it'd be
not my
different.
problem.
Yeah, then it'd be different.
Hey,
Now,
whatever
does
happened to
does
that
these-
guy with the basement that he built?
Oh,
That they were
It's
gonna
still
put
there.
concrete in it.
It's still there. The government still hold him hostage. They won't give him any money to fix it up.
Did they Did they fill in his basement?
They filled it up, but they
And they're
just
still charging him.
Well, I know they went to court and he lost the last court battle. They said the city was in the right to go do what they did, take over his land, and all based on assumptions and accusations. At the end of the day, all of it were the first three letters of assumption. And they said, oh, we made a mistake. I'm sorry. Bye. So the man there's the land, it's vacant,
Poor guy.
unoccupied, and he's having to pay a veteran. He's he
Yeah,
was here on the
he's
show.
been on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
Oh,
only-
yeah.
wasn't
Since you were talking about homes, I was
Years
flashing
past.
my head about this gentleman.
Years past.
And
he's been on the show.
after he was on our show, maybe about a year later, he was driving on I-35 and ran into what do you call those like when you exchange
Car rage?
car rates?
Rage.
Road rage.
Road rage?
Road rage.
He was
road
on
rage.
I-35 heading down to his home. He ran into one of those characters. So what does he do? He pulls out his little toy. He said, you want to mess with me?
You talking to me?
80-year-old
creek
man.
now, huh?
80-year-old man. So
Yeah, that's it.
the driver calls APD, and by the time you know it, before he got too far, they close I-35 and everything.
Hey, what old man with a gun, huh?
I don't man with that.
Old white man.
But he had a permit.
Old white man with a gun.
No,
and
this
they
was
went-
It's Spanish.
It's a Hispanic guy.
Joe Del Rio.
Joe
Oh, there you go.
Leon,
then.
and he had a
You see,
license.
but I say he's white because like the media likes to.
The
like,
white guy was probably the
media has
ranger.
now promoted us to white people.
Oh yeah, yeah. You'll
true.
you'll be
We've been
on your
promoted to
driver's
whiteness.
license and stuff. You'll be called white, but you're called Hispanic ethnicity.
That and because of the banditos and because of some other recent events where
You
I
know,
just
Hispanic
say
people
we're
are
all
now
people.
white.
Who cares?
no, but you
We're
know
all
what?
American,
That was
we're all
on the
born
first
here.
But look,
certificates.
it's interesting when you serve military and you're abroad. You're not African or Mexican or you're
just a
you're,
person.
you're a U.S. citizen. You're a USA. You know.
That's what I've always said. You're just.
But
an
when we
American.
come
You're born here,
home-
you're an American.
When we come home, we're reminded, hey, you know. But that's America. What do they say? America, love it
Love it or leave it.
or leave it.
10-4.
You know.
So,
So
what announcements do we have for the show? Anything?
Well,
coming
that's
up?
screwed up by all the things, so we can't put it up on screen. So
Oh,
Well, we
No show
wanna.
next
with
week.
Gloria.
that's
No show next
Memorial
week?
Day.
next
Okay.
week.
Yeah, it's going to be the Tuesday after Memorial Day, May the 26th, at 6:30 at Parque Zaragoza in the conference room. And there will be snacks and drinks, not alcoholic beverages.
You can't have
Okay,
that
no.
anyway.
I'm
so.
sorry. You're not going.
there you go.
No,
Never-
no,
that
I'm urging everybody from the Buena Vista area and everybody from Pedernales neighborhood to please attend this meeting. It's very important that we work together because there's power in numbers. And also, it makes common sense that we work together and communicate.
I work with a gentleman who is doing this like 78702.
Uh-huh.
You know Ruben?
Yes, I do.
Well, good old Ruben, and he's
Yes.
trying to get all the neighborhood groups over here to come together and you
Right.
know talk about stuff. I think what he's got planned is a pretty good little idea that he has.
It is. It is.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't know he was sat on a commission before,
Yeah.
and now his daughter's sitting on it or something. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So, anyways, I work with somebody who's quasi famous in city politics.
Well, I'm on that committee too.
Yeah, that 78702 he was telling me about, they had that one meeting and about like 15, 20 people came, so he was happy with that, you know.
Right.
And so anyways, that 78702 thing I thought was a pretty good little idea for him to bring all the little neighborhood associations together and share information and stuff.
Two of the emails that I messed up were they 78744 and 78745.
Yeah, but this is a whole different, this is an organization.
Those are
No,
Right. I mean,
social media thing.
the issues that are happening in Pedernales Neighborhood Association may very well be happening in
a
another
lot of them can
neighborhood.
be
You know, hey, let's just get
similar.
together. Similar, maybe not exactly.
78702 is being led by women.
oh, you better learn how to talk about women. Ah!
Must be a successful group. Very
It
successful.
is, right?
It is.
Very
Y'all,
successful.
Gloria and Carol and Elisa and Berta and
And you're right, it
So-
will be successful.
It
so,
will.
you know.
Well, you know, the thing of it is that if the men don't step up, then the women will begin to operate in their leadership skills.
Well,
that's-
and
that's
also
all
men
about-
are,
it's not a
men are
chauvinist type of
more,
thing, but-
most of the time more at work and things like that, whereas the women are stay-at-home moms and stuff. We see what's happening in the neighborhood. Like, you know, when I was a stay-at-home mom over in our neighborhood over there at, what was it? I forget the name of it. But anyways, you know, we actually see what's going on and see what needs to be done. So, you know,
Well, you
power
know, a
to
lot
us
of times
women.
men don't like to get involved in things, and you know, sometimes men are not.
Then
actually
men get
mover
too involved
shakers,
in all
you know?
kinds of stuff when it
They
affects
go to
his
work,
health.
they come home,
Yeah.
and they want to probably pop their beer and put their feet up and wait
Yeah.
on their wife to fix them a plate. They
After
don't
50
really
hours
have
of
time
working
to
every
get
week,
into nothing.
you
But
Then
still,
they-
a lot of men
then they
support their
spend it in
women,
one
so
day.
the men
Yeah.
support
Which
the
is
women.
great, which is
Yeah,
great.
Well, one thing I can say in this group is that a lot of time when there are women, but there's several men, but a lot of times when the majority of the group are women, people think we're going to gossip and we're going to talk about this. No, actually, we are putting our heads together, our brains together, and coming up with some pretty
With some
good darn
solutions.
things.
That's it.
All right, we got 3 minutes. No show next week.
No show next week. We
No
need
show?
to give a hat tip to Michael Cargill from Come and Talk It. Great show last
Show
night.
yesterday, last night.
It was a dedication to or memorial to BB King. He had a couple band members that
awesome.
were
That's
on the
right.
show. Great time that he had on there. I think he's gonna be doing something really big with to commemorate.
Yeah, I think so.
So
Here in town.
if you guys listen to it, you guys would there'll be some more information about that, and I expect something to happen either at Central Texas Gunworks or someplace else.
Come and
So-
talk.
Tomorrow, if anyone has time and the opportunity, at 2 p.m., the trigger bill will be going before a committee, and we need as many folks to go down to the state capitol and advocate for this particular bill. There is one in place right now, but the school has to fail 5 years. The bill that's on right now, it changes it to 2 years before parents can sign a petition, get 50% of the parents from a school that's failing, and then they can go ahead and begin the whole process of bringing in a new curriculum
Weren't
and
we
new
supposed to plug
administration.
something for Marilyn? Or are you working at where?
You need my website address for my travel business?
For something you wanted me to plug, I forgot. Either your travel business or the
My
food joint.
Well, my travel business, and we can also put the
We'll get it up next week, I guess.
food trailer up there.
There's your Michael Cargill does great stuff. That was a good.
It was a good
head
show.
on.
I loved it.
I talked to him on the phone, and he does seem to be. He wants to put something together. A little too big for the studio here, but so it'll be.
So we
I didn't
wa-
know he knew all them people.
So
He's
we
friends
won't
with B.B.
we,
King and the whole band,
It's
and
amazing.
we won't be
Carlos,
back till June.
no,
Yes, till June.
June 1st or 2nd.
Yeah,
Forget
June
which.
1st, 2nd. Okay. Well, once again, congratulations to all those young high school graduates, college graduates, kindergarten graduates,
And eighth graders that are going to high
Give
school.
it to him.
everyone.
It's
Thank
stuck
you.
in there.
Congratulations. It's the first major step to that academic success.
Boy, yeah, and I feel, mine all graduated a long time ago now.
Yeah.
I guess I'm getting
Sorry,
older
we
than I
can't
thought.
congratulate them. They've already gone through the whole
So-
process.
Oh, you congratulate me.
Well, congratulations.
And
May 1962.
happy Memorial Day
That's a long
weekend.
time ago.
Drive safe if you're going out of town.
Don't get
Yes.
stopped by
And
APD.
we hope to see you when you get back. And who are we gonna have on the show when we get back?
He had to cancel out till July 6th. So we'll come up with something. It'll be good again, folks. Usually something.
Alrighty, folks. Until then, we'll see you in 2 weeks. You guys take care and
Adios.
bye-bye.
Yeah, be careful out there. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Huh? Hamburgers next week.